Hey there. Welcome to the Moms Like Us Do Things Like This broadcast. Just got to ask you, have you seen the crazy that's going on in the public school system? Oh my gosh. We're going to be talking about school options because it's school choice week. And we're going to be talking about all the different kinds of options that there are this month as you're trying to make decisions. We're not going to be in like the homeschool, private school, public school battlefield. We're not going to be doing that. No, we're not. We believe that parents can pray and they can figure out where they need to send their kids. But we want to be able, at the Moms Like Us Academy and from Mona the Mom Mentor, I want to help you be equipped in your options and in all things that have to do with being a mom and your marriage and your home. So we're going to be talking about options for your kids for school this fall.
Welcome to the Moms Like Us podcast, where moms just like you learn strategies, systems, and skills through expert interviews and real-life insight designed to take your marriage, mothering, and home to the expert level. Hi, I'm Mona Corwin, your mom mentor and host, author, international speaker, and the founder of the Moms Like Us Academy. I've been coaching moms for over 25 years, and I have some really good news for you. Motherhood isn't a natural talent. It's a skill, and you can learn it. You can crush it at motherhood instead of motherhood crushing you. So let's get to today's show.
Hey there, Mona the Mom Mentor here, and I gotta tell you, I have 5 kids, and they were really spread out over a big age range, and so I was in the schools kind of as everything kind of started ramping up, and we had to do some hand-to-hand combat in the schools to get what we needed. And in the upcoming broadcasts that we have, these shows, we're going to be talking to some people that are experts in some of these fields. And we're also going to have a lady that is going to teach you about your parental rights, which that goes across the board no matter what kind of schooling you choose for your children. So I hope you will tune in to Moms Like Us show and learn all that you can about school options. All right. Now, I'm going to do an overview for you of some that I found. I was surprised at how many options there really are. And I think you'll be excited. The very last one is kind of my favorite. And anyways, I'll tell you about it when we get there. Okay. So the very first one is public schools, which I guess they're not saying public school anymore because it's getting kind of confusing because the public isn't all going there. So they're calling it government schools, which is fine. I guess it's the same thing. In our public government schools, they're just like what they have always been. And I'm not here to tell you how bad it is or what you need to, making you aware. I think if you're watching this broadcast, you're a mom that's aware and paying attention, and you're finding out what's going on. You may be a mom and a dad that want to have your children be salt and light. And so you've chosen to go ahead and put your kids into the public school system. And for that, I give you great, great honor because it's a hard choice. It's a really hard choice nowadays. The thing that I want to be able to tell you is that as you will see in the rest of these school options, we all have to be our children's cover. Salt and light. We know we want our children's light to shine no matter what school option we choose. And when we have someone like as precious as our children that is trying to be light, we still need to help them. We still need to be a cover. We still need to be the lampshade, so to speak. It doesn't black out the light. It doesn't get so close that it catches the light on fire, but it does cover it, and it watches, and it protects. And so as parents, that's exactly what we're going to need to do in the years to come. And again, it doesn't really matter where they're at. We're going to have to learn how to be our children's cover. And in the weeks to come, like I said, we are going to have someone that is going to teach you about your parental rights. And you're going to feel so encouraged and equipped in that broadcast. And we're going to have really all kinds of stuff, resources that you can download to help yourself no matter where you're at. Okay, so public school or government school is what it is, and we all know what it is. So if you've chosen that, that's a great option if you have prayed it through and you're willing to be a good cover and know the curriculum and be involved and check on your kids and all of that. The next one is the homeschooling. Okay, these two options are usually going like this, but in 2020, everybody had to homeschool. And a lot of people said, hey, this is kind of nice. I like it. I like to be able to have my kids do their homeschool work. And then we have so much more time to do other things that I want to teach them. Like I want them to be able to change the oil in their car. I want them to be able to cook and sew. And I want to do some activities outside that have to do with free play and creative outdoor play. We're going to have someone talk about outdoor play in the weeks to come too. She's amazing. You know, homeschooling is special because you truly do have full control, but you have a lot of work that is involved with it. And so there's lots of different options inside of homeschooling that is just like option number 3, which is homeschool. I guess it's parents homeschooling co-ops. And that's where parents get together and they say, well, I'm really good at math and she's really good at English. So we're going to take turns teaching our group of kids. And, it could be up to 10 families that are doing that, depending on how big they want to do that. But the parents are the ones that are doing the teaching. And this has worked out really, really well. It is how homeschooling has kind of grown, and it makes it so that if you have a job, you can actually still be involved in your children's homeschooling and be a teacher and all of that. So the parent homeschooling co-ops are the third option. The fourth option is private schools. Private schools are exactly that. They're private. And the government has some regulation over them, but it depends on how much, if they get any government money, because some of them, the private and the charter schools, actually do. So finding that kind of school is another option. You're still going to have to be your kids' covering. And in our world today, it's just the way it is. That little light, it's going to shine, but it needs to have a cover that can protect it. Private schools are really expensive, and it's not a good option for a lot of people. And if you have a lot of kids, it can get really expensive. So, but it's another option. So that's number 4. Christian private schools is our 5th. And that is a very good option if you are willing to do the work and be the covering for your kids, because you're still going to have to look at the curriculum. You're still going to have to look at what's going on. And you're going to have to check the doctrine to make sure that you are good with the doctrine and the worldview, because then you can know that your kids are getting a Christian worldview at a Christian school. Because there is a school near us that I have always considered to be a Christian school. It's considered to be one of the best Christian schools where we live. And they just removed any Bible classes or any Bible curriculum from the high school. And from junior high down, it's really watered down into kind of like Sunday school stuff. So it's just not what it used to be. So you still have to go and look and make sure that that Christian private school is exactly what you would like. You know, my kids some of them went to a Christian private school, and I went in to ask for the curriculum for the year for the very youngest one, and they said, no, we don't have to give it to you. And I said, oh, no, you do have to give it to me. It's federal law. And they said, well, we're a private Christian school. I went, it is my right. I have a right to this under federal law. And sure enough, I did, and I got it. So, like I said, you're going to hear my funny stories in the episodes to come about my little dealings with government schools and with a Christian public school, which we absolutely love. We loved our Christian private school. Absolutely loved it. It was a very, very good choice for our family. But again, it was expensive. And so we had to sacrifice and make different things happen. And in 2008, when the economy went crazy, we weren't sure we could do it. But my husband figured out a way, and super proud that we were able to do it. And yeah, so that is another option. And then we have the option, I don't even know what we're on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We got a bunch. It is the university model. This is a really cool educational model. It's where the kids, it's kind of like private school, and it can be Christian too. But the kids go to school 3 days a week, and they get their training, and then 2 days a week they are home. And the mom or whoever's in charge at home will help them with their homework and the things that they need to get done. This is a great option. I know lots of people that have done this that just love it. It gives them time to be away from home. It gives the mom, it's just a wonderful, wonderful thing. You're still going to have to look at the curriculum. You're still going to have to pay attention to what they're doing in school. The cool thing about this was on Fridays, they would have things that they offered that the parents kind of put together. Like, oh, we're going to go to the Arboretum and we're going to look at the flowers and we're going to study butterflies. And we're going to have kind of like a field trip. And so it just it made more social time for the kids. And then they would go to dinner afterwards. And so it was just real interesting because it felt to me like, as I was talking to people about this, that it kind of hit all of both worlds. It still cost some money, but it still had a lot of involvement of the parents, but yet there was socialization, and it just looked really like a really cool option. So that is another option. My very last one is one that I really was surprised at, but not surprised at, because I've heard moms talking about this for a long time. They were kind of like, oh, we're just going to do it ourselves. And I'm like, okay, well, you need to, because that would be great. And a lot of moms did. So when 2020 came and they kind of all started saying, hey, I just realized what's going on in school. That doesn't look like what I like. And that's not very much. And they're there for so long in the day. We can get this done sooner. I think I'm going to look for another option. Well, they did. And the micro school revolution has taken off. And what it is, it's private pod schools. All right, just hang in with me. The parents hire a teacher. It's like a mini school. They hire a teacher to teach their children, and it becomes like the pod becomes like a little mini school. Isn't that interesting? So why would they do that? Well, number one, a lot of people, if they have careers and they have their jobs and, they were like, what do we do? They didn't want to homeschool. They couldn't even, some of them were still going to work during COVID, or they had to work when they were home. So they hired a teacher to do it. And they were in control of what that teacher taught. And the group of them were and did. And the cool thing is, guess how much they paid that teacher? Girlfriend. They paid those teachers so well. And that is why it's become a revolution. Because teachers are like, I'm done with this. They just added 4 more kids legally to be in my classroom. That puts them up to, like, I think they said 31 kids in 2nd and 3rd grade. And she was responsible for all of them to teach them. And they're tired. Or they the older teachers that are getting close to retirement are like, so many kids, so much craziness. And they're like, I'll do it. Well, they're paying those teachers really, really great money. Some of them got together and they said, hey, how many kids we got? How much can you pay? Hey, let's pay this teacher $100,000 a year. Yeah, $100,000 a year. Well, you can see the parents are happy. They're excited about what's going on. They can still do the things they need to do. And guess what? The teachers are happy. And they're leaving the school system in droves. It's really kind of sad. But they are. And that goes for the private and the Christian schools teachers too. The micro revolution has begun. I love it. Okay, those teachers, they do have to give up, like they give up their pension and they have to give up their benefit of their health care and stuff like that. But they really do get to work when they want, and they get to arrange their schedules. So that's an added benefit. They're making a lot of money, which well covers any kind of insurance that they have to buy, and they can invest that money. They can do investments like everybody else has to do. Anywho, I really like that option. I think it's really cool. It's on the cutting edge. It'll be really fun to see where it goes. It is permitted in any state that allows homeschooling. So it kind of falls underneath that kind of criteria for your kids in school. And as far as like, high school kids and going to college and all that, you'll have to just check with them or a homeschooling co-op to find out how they handle it. But they're handling it, and there are answers to those questions. Miss Mona just doesn't have them. Sorry. Okay, that's it for our show today. I hope you've enjoyed looking at these great options for your kids for their schooling and different choices that they're available. And little mama, I just want you to know, I'm praying for our school system and our country and the moms, the parents nowadays. Y'all have a really hard time figuring it out and just battling all the things. But I want you to know something. It's just your turn. It was rough back then too. Now it is crazy, I have to say. You won't get me not to. But we had our battles too. And you're in good company. And there are people that have been where you're at, or there are people where you're at right now, and they're doing the same thing. And together we can figure it out and give our kids the education that they absolutely deserve. All right, that's it for now. I will see you next time on Moms Like Us Do Things Like This. Bye for now.